and beat the record by like 3,000 feet.
As soon as you decide to mute yourself, I mean, come on.
No, I was muted.
I know. I mean, you just got that volume up because Joel made you do something. Okay, so I mean, this song is going to last forever. We love it. We love it. We love it. Love it. Love it.
I see you guys.
I just want to make sure. Wait, I want to make sure as we get this thing started that we make sure that everybody knows. Come in. John is in the room.
Yes.
So if we start talking to somebody, it's John. He's the intern.
Yes.
Now, if anybody's hiring right now, some high class, 6-figure job, I got a great candidate coming straight out of school for you. Or I'll take it. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Excuse me. Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving. We are pre-recording this, so if we say something it's not up to date, it's because we wanted to make sure that you had something for Thanksgiving, but that we actually got to eat. So you can't make this shit up. We're going to make shit up all day. No, we're going to tell you the truth. So I don't know where to start. I just know that David is taking the lead today because it is, hey, I'm on the right side this time.
Yes, you are. I was just going to mention that you're on the side of the elephant. I'm on the side of the jackass.
That's because I let you in first.
Is that how it goes now?
Yeah, that's how it went.
So now we know. So if we want a particular person on one side of the screen, like a guest or whatever, they'll be right there.
Well,
if we're using this background.
I'm a little embarrassed because it looks like I got my junk hanging up.
I have to tweak that image.
Okay. Look, it's about having fun. You can't make this shit up. J&W Washington, it is your consulting firm. It is your public relations firm.
Yes.
It is your one-stop shop for everything you want to accomplish in getting who you are known. And we absolutely, when we're live, and this starts becoming a regular, everyday thing, we want to hear your story because you can't make this shit up. When we got into a conversation about me this morning, and I at least know David's reading my tweets.
Yes, I am. I am back on Twitter. And the tweet I saw from you was magnificent. And so, you guys should visit us on Twitter and the rest of our socials. We'll get to that. In our other properties, but it was classic and humorous, and I had to drop it in our
we talk on
Discord.
We talk on Discord because we have so many functions going on that we want to make sure that we parse each one of them. So every once in a while, I'll lose something because we talk about one of the interns. It's not on the intern, but I realized we were talking about them. I'm just joking, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So you've got to be involved. So we have our Twitter.
Yes.
And that's at JWashington0421.
Correct.
And the 0421 is really the date we started our merger and officially put in the paperwork. So we will never forget our date by doing that.
Correct.
Okay, so if you want to do us on Facebook or Instagram, it would be J.Washington0421. Now, if you want to find us on YouTube, which you're probably already there because that's probably the platform most of you will watch us on.
Yes.
It's J&W Washington. LinkedIn, come on, you got to visit our LinkedIn. Because once you guys get on LinkedIn, once you get us over 100, we're going to drop one of these social medias because we're going on LinkedIn. Because we want to talk to business professionals. We want to talk to those people seeking, better fortune for themselves. but just J-Washington. And remember, our website is j-washington.com.
When you go to our socials, please like, share, hit the notification button there. So whenever we have new content to post, you'll get notified of that. And please engage with us. Join us, engage with us. There's so many things that we'll be bringing to our community and the community at large. We want to grow our community, and we want you to be a part of that.
So this show, we're going to take it a little different all over.
Mhm.
It's going to be different all over. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Okay. No, we want to take a moment to be thankful. And I'm going to start. I'm going to be thankful for the merger of this company and the people that we've gotten the opportunity to work with.
Yes.
The people of Orlando and Orange County, Seminole County, we've had absolutely the best interactions with our leadership and the voters. So kudos to you first, but let's thank those people, David, that really took the effort to the people, even if they won or lost, but they were the best of the best that we got to work with.
I agree. Those individuals that made this most recent election cycle and this year exceptional, and an experience that I will always talk about. I like to, thank our current intern, John DeMaria. DeMaria. Thank you.
See, I told you I would tear it up. See?
Everybody does. I've met maybe 4 people in my entire life who've ever gotten it right the first try.
Okay. All right.
None of them were Italian.
Ah. And I have to remember that John is of Italian descent. So Maria. There we go.
Anybody interested in old shows? Grizzly Adams. That's all I'm gonna say. And you guys are so, I'm showing my age, but Grizzly Adams. This man is the younger version of Grizzly Adams.
And then there's Gabriel, who will be joining us. I think after the holiday at least.
Yep.
He was with us a couple of times. And then there's the folks that we were working with from Michael Morris to Commissioner Gomez Cordero. And I want to thank
Maribel.
Yes, Commissioner Maribel.
Look, you know, the fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stressful job. David probably has the most stressful because he's trying to campaign manage and he's trying to keep everything together. I mean, it's not easy. And you got so many eggs in so many baskets. You know, is it balls or eggs? Eggs in baskets. Right?
Yeah, eggs and baskets. Yeah.
I'm playing it. I am sarcastic. You guys know. I like today. I'm in a really good mood.
All right.
Because that tweet this morning, you can't make this shit up.
It was a good tweet.
But we'll get to that. You can't make this shit up. You see David, he's doing the numbers, he's doing the treasury sometimes, he's doing all these different things. And we're trying to find pennies, nickels, dimes, just anything.
Mm-hmm.
And none of you out there are donating crap. No, you guys are doing the best you can, right? It's not like the economy's phenomenal, but David does an incredible job.
Thank you.
And when I started working beside him, didn't officially merge yet, I noticed that he's a first line of contact, and he doesn't go out. This is his problem. He doesn't chase people.
No.
Right? He's not out there he's going to give you a little bit of advice. He's not going to give you the whole farm, but he's going to give you enough to say, look, if you go with us, you're going with a quality. We love the people we work with. We just have fun. And that's the thing I'm saying
Yes.
right now. The whole long process is to say the people we work with, even under the stressfulest of conditions, we could still have fun.
Right. That is so important in stressing that at the end of the day, we just want to have a good time. We want to have fun. We're professionals. We know what we're doing. The network that we have, the knowledge base that we have, and the tools and resources that we have are just the beginning. But the people, it's the people and the relationships that really make this successful for us. And with um, this past election cycle, that those relationships and those individuals that we've worked with and those relationships that we established have proven our success. And getting to know Rusty Roberts, Corey Mills, Michael Morris,
Scott Sturgill.
Scott Sturgill, yes.
I think meeting the crew of this Congressional District 7
Mhm.
was phenomenal. They were all very cordial people.
Yes.
They did not kill each other as badly as they could have.
Mm-hmm.
CD7 was just absolutely.
And it was an education too, especially for me, Joel. And thank you for introducing me to that part of your network and being at that level again of a congressional race and getting to know the personalities and getting to know the Republican organization and the strategies and thought process was an education for me.
Well, we got to see several things. I mean, we sat down early with the candidate. I love 7.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved 7. I interned for John Micah. 7, losing it was, I'm choking up right now in the back of my eyes, want to go, because that was hard. But I'm proud of 7 because what we've done as a Republican, we now have a representative that wants to represent us, is going to really, truly give everything. But we got to see everything.
Yes.
We got to see Brady Duke. Great guy. He was it was already mapped out.
Right.
He already knew what he was supposed to do.
Right.
He wasn't going to take on anything else. And they did. They did an incredible job. They raised more than anybody else. They spent more than anybody else and ended up coming in 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all that money raised was because they used the fact that he's a SEAL, he's got faith, and they fundraised off of him.
Right. Yes, they did.
But when you met him, you knew he was just a great guy. And it was almost like, well, why is he in this race? He took some punches. No, he took some swings.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But,
right.
And I have a lot of respect for him. But it's one of those things. We called it.
Yes,
The minute we sat there and we heard what he was saying, it was, oh, I understand. You have somebody in Washington that's going to do a bunch of mailers for you, raise a lot of money, and everything's going to be done to promote your brand, and you're not going to actually get to know anybody.
Right. And to take that further, let's dip down into Congressional District 10, that race, and the number of individuals that we had the opportunity to speak to, whether it's Jeff Boone or Reverend Foster,
Tuan Lee.
Yes.
You had Twee Low. You had Alan Grayson.
A little bit, spoke to him a little bit. He did.
He grunted at me.
And he body checked me at the
he
at
did.
the hobnob that Alianza.
Oh,
had.
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And just having the opportunity to speak to those individuals and let them know, hey, this is the landscape that you're looking to go into here. you may want to think about, be a little bit more professional about your campaign. Well, it is what it is.
Well, Corey for the longest time, because the lines weren't drawn, he was spending a lot of time in Orange County. And I just had a feeling it was not going to come out that way. And Seminole and Volusia, they won because he's a really great guy.
Yeah, he really pulled in the numbers in Volusia. He did a great job.
Absolutely. I mean, if he had known what the district was going to be and he had moved to New Smyrna right away.
Right.
Volusia really needed leadership. Volusia hasn't had a congressman, their own.
Sure.
So now they do.
Yep.
Now, former Orange County guy, because that's where he was living. He's from Winter Haven, where he was born.
Right.
But he's truly now a Volusian. I hope that's right.
Sounds about right.
But no, New Smyrna is where he's taken his home, and I'm happy for them. They actually have their own representative. I mean, even I think Waltz is a little higher than Volusia.
Yes.
So I think he's more towards Jacksonville a little bit.
I believe so.
No, Ponce de Leon.
So further
So
east.
he's y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't say the word. St. Augustine.
Okay.
That's
Waltz.
where. Yeah, that's
right.
Where.
Yes.
I'm like, what happened to my head? It's just like Ponce de Leon is the only thing I can think of, and that's the hard one. St. Augustine would have been the easy thing to remember.
So
give up on me, guys.
the number of individuals that we've spoken to this election cycle and the wisdom that we've imparted with them, it's unfortunate to see some of the results for some of these candidates. If they had took an honest look at their situation and sat down with us and discussed their campaign with an open mind and even an open heart, perhaps some of the results would have been different.
Well, I mean, it's not like I don't think we ever gave poor advice, but we did have our challenges. When we have a very good friend in Khalid Munir. I love Khalid. He's been there since I've been here. He's been a really
great.
Having a relationship with Khalid Munir is like a who's who of Orlando, a who's who of Seminole County, a who's who of Orange County. That's the kind of person he is. But to come to us and say, I want to run. Well, you have a chance, but you're not giving us much of a chance to do a winning campaign.
Right.
So we warn our client. We get involved. We want our clients to know exactly what we're doing.
Right.
But even a race like that, we took it on as a friendship. We're going to tell you right up front, we don't promise to win. We promise to try not to lose.
Correct.
And I think we put so much effort into who you are, getting to know who you are. I thought Michael Stewart was a phenomenal individual.
Yes.
And got the opportunity to stand up for him because he switched parties. So when parties start talking about he's a X or a Y, it's like, no, this individual is going to be an excellent judge. And we don't say the other judge, okay, the other judge was appointed. All we wanted to say is we just can't, you appoint a judge,
right,
and then they don't have anybody run against them. Right. The people have the right to say. And I think, Michael, very much, if we had just a little bit more, you know, it's the fact that they, for me,
Right.
as a Republican, and it was the appointment being used and pushed.
Mm-hmm.
When you say I'm a
DeSantis appointee.
DeSantis appointee, DeSantis is, you know, approvals are up here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going into a primary with somebody already screaming, you know, DeSantis's name. I don't know what judge this. I know nothing about judges, but I do know who DeSantis is.
And Michael ran a commendable campaign, and
Beyond
the results show it.
He knocked on
And
doors. He
did everything
Look,
that we asked him to.
I'm not talking.
It's phenomenal.
I'm talking unknown right this second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Beam knocked on one door, maybe his next door neighbor.
Yeah,
I don't know what he did,
right.
but I know that he had to work, and that made people angry.
Mm-hmm.
You and I got to. You know, we're not sharing everything, but you and I got to feel that
Yes.
when we were down in at the Hard Rock. So
yes.
it's like, I'm going to take this. I'm take my jobs seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and if I have to make you spend money, I'm doing my job right.
That's correct.
And if I've sold you something that's quality, you better be prepared. Because if you say, you won't see my name now, so you can't just go, oh, Joel, you know,
Mm-hmm.
sold, you know, is on board, right? You're gonna have to say Jay in Washington, whatever.
Right.
They're gonna know who I am, but
Right.
you're not gonna be able to pick up my last name in 2 seconds and say, okay, that's Joel.
Michael, you know, performed by far much better than the other candidates who ran against an incumbent. And he put in the work, he established those relationships, and he has a bright future. The future is bright for Michael.
The future is bright if he can get. I'm joking right now, but if he could just get behind that, the future is bright.
Yeah.
It is bright, and if he can embrace how bright it is,
Mm-hmm.
how bright he is,
Right.
It's an investment. If you're ever asked to donate to a candidate, I would say there's a guy you should be talking to.
And then there's Jared Adaman. Jared ran for county judge. He did not put in the investment, the resources, the time, the energy as Michael. However, he got his foot in the race there. He tested the waters, and Jared too has
Jared's
a good opportunity
Jared,
to run again and win the seat. And he has the credentials, he has the experience.
I get to be the outsider on
He'll
this.
approach another
I get
election a different way.
I get to be the outsider here. I don't have to make friends or anything. I love Jared. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, there are certain things you must do.
Yeah.
And this is an investment.
Yes, it is.
It's about dollars and cents. If you're not investing, you've got to take the risk. If you don't invest, especially in a judge race when you're going against a sitting judge, you need more than a beautiful name placement on the ballot. You need to step up and hit a home run. And the only way you can get your name out there is with the money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read my book, Bring America Together Again, you're going to see. I'm going to tell you where every single dime goes.
Yes.
And maybe after this cycle, I've seen where more money goes.
Yes.
But it's still the same people getting rich. Like, they're the same people doing the same cutout
Same strategies.
campaigns.
Yes.
And they're, oh, well, I'm going to Tallahassee, so I got to use a Tallahassee firm. And I'm sitting here going, really?
It's about relationships at home.
if I bring you around and introduce you to some people, even people that don't like me, look, David, I'm going to talk about this because it was funny to me.
What's that?
When we went to the Alianza event,
Yes.
who
The gala.
the gala,
Yes. Okay.
who was it that introduced Rishi Baga to several? Hey, Darren Soto.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey, this is the sheriff of Osceola County.
That's correct.
This is the councilman from Orlando.
That's right.
It's like I
Tony
recognize
Ortiz. Yes.
I recognize them. They recognize me. Even if I'm on the other side, they still have a conversation with me.
That's right.
They know politics is a sport.
That's correct.
And if you play it right, you win.
Yes.
And Darren Soto plays it right.
Yes, they do.
I mean, would he have had more of a challenge if any of the candidates in that race had won?
Mm-hmm.
He had a shoe-in. Darren Soto had a shoe-in. The district was perfect for him. Every Republican in the entire county could have come out.
Right. Yeah.
He still would have won
Still
because
won.
he would have taken a huge portion of it.
Right.
So it's like he had nothing to worry about.
And that goes back to what we've been saying about relationships and you having those relationships. And there was some, method to our madness that night. You did a lot of introducing.
While David's sitting there doing the behind the scenes stuff, getting some securing some, really important things. No,
I was nursing my drinks.
Oh, come on,
you're
man.
right.
We walked away from that event with you.
Woo, yeah.
You got some very important progressive, things that we needed.
Support for Rishi.
And that's not
For
my skill. Like I'm always going to be a Republican. I'm going to like our candidates. I'm going to tell our candidates my perspective. But I'm not. Yeah. At the end of the day, they should think that I'm not going to vote for them as a Democrat, right?
Right.
That's how they should treat everything I do. They should treat it that way. But the fact that you're telling me these things is not because I'm going to go tell the Republicans. You're my client.
Correct.
You have everything is private in here.
That's right.
But I hope my gift to you, if you are progressive, is the relationship portion.
That's correct.
I want you to know, hey, when they see you with me, they know that you're working very hard because you have Republican. That's the punch, the punch that other people don't get.
Or
You're assuming you know what we're thinking.
Or they see Joel with David, like comments that Commissioner Maribel has made and Rishi, and they would defer to you on a particular topic or issue. And because of your knowledge base and experience, not because you're a Republican or anything like that, but because of your knowledge base and expertise. And that's what that's one of the things I enjoy about our relationship and our relationship with our clients.
My favorite moment. You have to know who you are, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and one of our clients is having a conversation with an audience, and he takes those hardcore positions on Medicare for all, whatever. It's like. So I sit there and I kind of go, roll my eyes, sit there, and the candidate comes down, and I go, how are you going to balance the budget? He's looking at me. Yeah. I said, I listen to you.
Yep.
And I know exactly what the punch is. You just said you're going to do this, this, and this.
Right.
Now I want to know how you're going to balance the budget. Let's talk about that, because if you don't have that written down, you've lost.
Exactly.
And it's like, whoa, you're right. So you just have to have the comeback. I mean,
and right now is a good time to thank one of our sponsors.
oh, absolutely.
Door to Door I4, your digital and traditional canvassing professionals. Door to Door I4. delivering for you.
Delivering for you. Absolutely. Door to Door I4, absolutely great organization. It's not only for politics.
Correct.
It's to get your, get the word out.
Right. Yeah.
It's literally, if you're opening a new business and you want to make sure you have canvassing, digital or, physical, you want to get coupons out to your, to the actual region that you're in. This is a group of people that are dedicated to not who's on their literature, but to making sure that the word gets out. So Republican, Democrat, this is an organization you should feel very safe to use. No, there's no sharing here. It's not sharing, it's caring. Right here is we keep your stuff separate.
Right.
And your contract is your contract. We don't share anything. And the benefit is you have physical people if you need them, or you have a digital campaign that is going to change and modify to the needs throughout your campaign. So again, I think I'm so glad you mentioned Door to Door I4. I mean, it's not the cheapest. It's not the cheapest.
That's true.
But it's not the most expensive. You're truly getting your money's worth, and you can see it in the numbers when you look at some of the things you guys have accomplished. So Door to Door I4, love your new branding. It's absolutely
It's gorgeous.
It's absolutely
Right.
fun to have an organization that is that specific and to say, look, this is what you look like to me. So please, if you have any comment about the logo, please share it with me. Bad is fine, because I created this because it felt like this really vibrant organization. I think the new branding says we're here. We're here and we're here. We're everywhere.
Visit Victoria. Give her a call. Message her. Go to www.door-to-door
Number 2.
I4.
Make
So
sure
that's-
make sure those 2s are numbers, okay? It's door
the
to
number 2 door
door.
the number 4.com.
So make sure you do it, because I always forget. Thank God the autocorrect is the auto remember is there. So well, appreciate that. So let's talk about real quick. We talked about Jared
We got 2 major
Moore,
hitters.
Mike Morris.
Mhm.
I absolutely. The day I met this gentleman, he comes in the office, and it was already, he had a brand started, so it wasn't like I could do anything
Right.
major, but he embraced what he needed to embrace, and he had a very hard road from the very start because of who he was
Yes,
running against. But he did everything right that he possibly could, and it's a matter of what could he have done more of.
Mhm.
He could have not got COVID. He could have had that. We can second guess anything, but an excellent individual,
Mhm.
somebody that you should be looking for. If you're looking for a lawyer, if you're looking for a future judge, get to know Mike Morris. Absolutely.
Michael ran a commendable race. Michael did everything that we recommended, and we appreciate his business.
It was a little
So-
late though.
Yeah, it was a little late.
I'm gonna say this right now.
That's something that we'll talk about.
If you're out there, it's Christmas time.
Just start thinking.
You better not be waiting until next Christmas to say, I'm going to talk to somebody.
Mhm.
You need to be talking to somebody now.
Now.
Like, I want you knocking down my door to have a conversation. Because if you're not talking to me now, you even if you say I want to run for Congress, and all of a sudden you find out you really want to run for commissioner, you still have to get prepared.
Exactly.
No matter what you run for, there's
Right.
several things you need to do, and the biggest one is fundraise. Please
Huge.
don't come in here. Don't come in here because you have 10 friends that tell you would be a great politician, and those 10 friends aren't willing to put heavy money behind it.
Thank you.
If they say you're good at,
Back it up.
those are the ones that should have the money first.
Yep, that's your first 10,000.
And it's friends and family. If you can't come to me with friends and family that are willing to put up enough money for you to have a basic campaign, then I'm sorry. You have a church.
rethink.
You have a church. You're the most
Right.
popular person in your church, right? You're just afraid. I go to church with them. Why would I ask them? It's not about you. This is the problem. They
Mm.
think they're raising money for themselves.
Yes.
Be thankful you're not raising. A lot of these people do not give a they don't care. Like, they meet you and they're not investing in you. They're investing in your win
Exactly.
because they want you to win.
And
You don't win. You don't win. They don't get anything. So all you have to do is say, this is the strategy. This is why I tell you I'm going to win. $1,000. I'll pick the check up in about an hour.
And that's why you have to get out there early and let people know, because investment in people's minds is a long-term event.
Yeah, but it might take you
investing.
It might take you 3 times of asking, right?
Exactly.
The first time they go, it's too early.
And there's a strategy to that, and you have to take the time to do that. Joel is right. You come to us,
And don't don't ask me.
Christmas 2023.
Don't ask me.
Or
Don't
Easter 2024.
don't come to me. No. This is my mindset. Don't come to me and ask me to use the people I've made relationships with, because then it makes it like every single person I know, oh, my friendship with Joel is not really a friendship. It's really just, now I'm on his
Right.
list. I'm not calling my list for you.
Right, we've had a client,
I-
tell me, what are you bringing to the table? It's like, first, I'm your campaign manager. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble with your fundraising. And second, you want me, like you said, to use my resources in my network.
Oh yeah,
Okay, you need to show my network then that they will want to invest in you, that this investment is worth it for them and the community.
just like I can't swear to this. I mean, I'm friends with John Dallas, but I'm sure John Dallas is not calling every single person up. He's using his endorsement relationships,
Mhm.
his relationships with the mayors and stuff like this. He may help you with that, but I don't think he's calling up his entire list and saying, "Hey,
And
I've
there's-
got another candidate, and I win everything." Well, you don't win everything.
There's a cost of fundraising. You want us to do your fundraising? It's going to cost you. It's not inexpensive, but
Now,
we've
let's
got
see.
we got 2 big hitters, Richie and Commissioner Maribel. Let's talk about Richie.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
cry for
a
a
big
moment.
thank you to Richie. Don't cry.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
sings-
He's a great guy. I just
Rishi and Shelly. Shelly is his wife, Rishi Baga. Stuck to the campaign strategy, was active in his campaign, put a lot of time, effort, resources, energy at the sacrifice of his, relationship
and
with his family.
And you Democrats. I'm talking to you Democrats.
Yeah, I'm
You
here.
stayed home.
Stayed home.
Why? You let somebody else make the decision for you.
Mhm.
You guys have the
Yes.
numbers. You've let somebody
Unbelievable.
you've let somebody define somebody else.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I love, if you go to TikTok, when the young lady starts talking about, her husband and
Right.
how, it's radical Rishi. So it gets like stuck in your head. But then you meet Rishi and she's like, oh, I got to make sure people know.
Exactly.
So she gets her husband to be blindfolded, and she puts she puts a shirt on him that says Rishi Baga.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's stuck in his head, and he's on that side. So, but you have to have those relations.
Exactly.
It takes time.
And Rishi would have been a historical election, the first Southeast Asian to be elected in the state legislature, and to miss an opportunity like that is disheartening. However, we haven't seen the last of Rishi Baga, and I'm looking forward to working with him and his family. Beautiful family, beautiful people, incredibly talented family, and Richie shows it. And we are very thankful that Richie decided to hire us, work with us. I'm very grateful and thankful that he communicated well with us and stuck to a strategy. Unfortunately, our Democrats did not show up for him.
Yes, I'm.
Thank you, Rishi.
Yes, I'm reading my phone. Okay, and that's because I'm trying to remember all of the wonderful things. Look, if I want to talk about Rishi,
Mhm.
his TikTok, his you know, anytime he spoke, anytime he was on camera, he did the right things. He didn't look blurry. He did. I mean,
He was on point. And if he decides to run in 2024, I believe that he will win if
no,
the Democrats
no.
show up.
Listen, it's going to depend on the top of the ticket. You and I both know that.
Yes, he will.
And the energy is going to be there.
Yes.
I'm going to say it again, and I can't say it enough. You cannot tell me that the Democrats did anything right in this fact, right? The candidates might have done a lot right, but Democrats didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
That is Charlie Crist's fault. That is the fact
Part of his fault.
that is the fact that Nikki wasn't a hitter. You guys don't have the bench right now. If you ask me, Democrats in the state, I might be able to give you some congressmen,
Mm-hmm.
but to know who they are,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have a super majority with Republicans right now in our House because nobody pays attention to local politics.
That's unfortunate.
And our biggest hitter for Senate is Val Demings.
The cop.
You would have thought that she would have generated more excitement, but she went on to be the cop. Yes, that was when you were your most successful. It really resonates.
Right.
You can't come out with the defund police stuff, right? All this other stuff.
No.
No,
Resonate.
you were a congresswoman, and you impeached. You were you were the only non-lawyer to be on the impeachment. You know what really pisses off Republicans? Val Demings. You're going to energize people. So you should have been energized off of the same thing. She stood up to Donald Trump. If she had gone on a campaign to say she stood up to Donald Trump, she needs to be there for Biden or something like fresh.
There were so many structurally deficient issues with the campaign and the Democrats.
She raised more money.
Later. Yeah, and yeah.
Again, more people come out to vote for you.
Yeah.
If you have something to talk about. You wanted to be a cop. Guess what? No, we're not too happy with cops in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
You were great. You were a great chief of police.
Sure.
I talk to people all the time. I wasn't here then. They say the best chief of police.
Second highest police brutality reports in the nation at the time.
Yeah, only to Baton Rouge.
Anyway,
no, but yeah.
So with Rishi, we hope to be working with you in the future.
Rishi, we want to work with you because
yes.
you can kick some butt. And
yes,
I mean,
it was a pleasure.
Your family, they said the most important thing to me, and it resonates because so many people forget. You got in the race.
Mm-hmm.
You took the risk, and then you talk about your story and the risk that your dad took.
Yes, you
have the courage of your father. You are an inspiration to others. Wish you were a Republican. Wish you were, on my side. But listen, you're going to do fine. And David knows the top of the ticket's going to be energized next time.
Yes.
Democrats are going to show up. Republicans are going to have to work twice as hard. And they spent over $297 million.
That's a lot of money
to take over this house.
Unsustainable.
Do you think that they can do it again?
Unsustainable.
I'm kind of agree with you. So I have the utmost respect, and I thank you very much. Your wife is adorable. She's incredibly smart. She a graphic designer and just public relations. She wears the pants in the family. No, but, I'm sorry. No, that's a joke, okay? But no, she's wonderful.
Yeah, Shelley was
she would
incredible.
she was working her job. She was making extra time. She was trying to save the campaign money by doing stuff, and she was enjoying what she's doing. She
And
didn't.
it was her first U.S. campaign, so she jumped in with both feet, and they both raising their son, Guyan, and wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. So hats off to you, Richie, Shelley. It was incredible.
So let's talk about relationships,
Yes, sir.
because I have never felt so out of place in my entire life. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story because we are so thankful for the victory that we had with Maribel Gomez Cordero. Just Maribel to me. The story behind this is unique because her opponent is a friend of mine,
Yes, friend of mine also.
dear friend of mine, and I was just shocked. It's kind of like, I got involved. I wasn't merged yet, so I did a little bit of designing for her. I hope she appreciates it since it all disappeared for the general. Sorry, I had to do that. But Maribel, at some point, when she was confronted with the fact that she didn't make the 50+1, Maribel showed up. I have to tell you, night and day. Not to me, it's night and day because I'm watching from the sidelines while you're going through that portion of it, and it made me feel 100% comfortable being on a campaign, doing the things I need to do to make sure she won. But it's like she, for me, this is my point. You can't leave your brand.
That's right.
So she made me stick with some colors. But I asked her a question because I said, I hesitate, Commissioner Gomez Cordero. I never call you Commissioner Gomez Cordero. I said, when I see you, I just know you as Maribel because that's the commissioner you are. Every other commissioner, very formal, yes.
Yeah.
But she's right there. So it's similar to her opponent, but she's right there. That's Maribel. And if you don't embrace your brand and you try to work outside your brand, people, they're not voting for Gomez Cordero. They're looking for Maribel, and they can't see Maribel amongst the other sides. They can't see Maribel for who she is. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to get involved in design and stuff like that. And everything else is you. Strategy is you. Everything else is you. Amazed at she embraced her brand, and I think that totally changed her and made her the person she already was.
Right. It got back to the Maribel who ran 8 years prior and lost to then Commissioner Jennifer Thompson. It was the Maribel that people had a relationship with, even if it was topical. People knew who she was as Maribel.
Yeah, and they're not recounting. They're not recounting because that's who came to the show. So, absolutely thrilled to be working with the commissioner.
And we will continue to work with her as her political advisors. And she too, like Rishi, like Michael, like Jared, have a very bright future. And we're going to be right there, ready for the call.
I'm looking at the seconds because I'm thinking, if we're done thanking everybody.
No, There's two more individuals I like to thank.
Oh well,
And,
Melrose.
Well, yes, Melrose.
So there's gonna be three,
right? Thank you, Melrose.
No, that's
When
okay.
she walked in that day, I think it changed the path that we were going. There were so many different ideas that we have.
Yeah.
for
So if you don't know
JW.
who Melrose is, then you are out there, because like you need to come in just to meet Melrose. She's phenomenal. She is our brand ambassador.
Yes,
Now we can do anything we want to make our brand, but you already have us branded some way, some shape, some form. But she's our brand ambassador, and who better to be out there than somebody who's talented and eager to show her her talent.
right.
So I'm absolutely in love with her in that position.
Exactly.
I'm not in love with her, honey. I still want to be married. Okay. No, but yeah, Mel, you're doing an incredible job. Can't wait till after this Thanksgiving to get some more
Oh yeah,
stuff done.
We've already hit the road running, and it's gonna get more exciting and a lot more busy.
Yeah, and then I want to thank I want to thank your Philip.
Yeah.
I want to thank Philip because the fact that he can't stand anything. He's a Democrat. Let me tell you, like, this is a young Democrat. He's very, very, very sharp.
Philip
He knows,
Toledo.
he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's like, we sat down for pizza one day because we had discussed this a while ago, and we kind of touched base on it, and it was like, Philip's like, that will never work. It will never work. At least that's how I felt. But no, if Philip, I want to thank you because you absolutely make me try my best. And that's what's important. Like, I want to know what you're thinking. If you hate it, the more you hate it, maybe it's right.
Right.
But maybe it's totally wrong, but we're gonna find out. But he's strategic. He's like
Yes.
very smart. Very
Yes.
smart individual.
Yes, he is, and the assistance that he's given me over the years, as far as strategy, as far as critical thinking, in these campaigns have been invaluable, and it's great to partner with him moving forward, and also to our other business partners moving forward, especially the ones that you've introduced me to.
Well, I
It
appreciate
made
that.
J&W that much more efficient and proficient.
Well, tell us who these
These two,
mystery ones. I don't know who they are, but they'd be like shocking.
Phil and Chuck, Phil Cowherd and Chuck
Kenyon.
Kenyon. Phil and Chuck are the business owners, business partners of Cowherd Realty, commercial realtors, developers, and they welcomed the two of us, first Joel, then myself, into their network, into their building where we have our studio here, our offices, and just that alone has helped us blossom to where we are.
Oh well,
And it's so informative, and the Bible studies.
Bible studies,
on
like
Wednesdays.
look, we have Bible study on Wednesday. We have energy in the building. We have, hardcore right. We have
Yeah.
moderate right. We have, everybody in this building, and they just want one thing out of life: somebody to fix the problems that keep getting promised. They care more about Paramore than
That's true.
political leaders that use Paramore to be where they're at.
That's true.
And
That is true.
I'm not going to start that conversation today because it's a Thanksgiving thing, but they introduced me back to my roots, reminding me. I tell people I'm a Republican because of Ronald Reagan, but I'm a Republican because when Ronald Reagan introduced me to the party, it got me interested enough to look at the history.
Right.
And the history was so phenomenal. Why couldn't you be in this party? There are days we watch the media tear us up, But that's where I came from. They introduced me back to the Black community, back to the people that used to absolutely vote lockstep with us,
Mhm.
and made me think, what did we stop doing? So I'm always thinking, and I guess sometimes I'm thinking when I'm talking, because it's like I'm
Right.
always thinking, but they made me stop
Yep.
and look,
Mhm.
and to be and hear the people that would come by the office when I was the executive director,
Yeah.
no matter how their struggles were.
Right.
I mean, I knew Donald Trump was doing well in the African American community because of what they were saying.
Right.
And they weren't asking for handouts. They were coming in to say, I don't like Republicans, but that Donald Trump says what's on his mind.
Right. Chuck and Phil and Chuck welcomed me and said, "Hey, we like what you do." They asked my opinion and took it seriously, and I appreciate that. And I've learned a lot about Orlando, the history of Orlando, the political environment here, and the genuineness that they've shown towards me and our clientele who we've had here is what's incredible.
It's they, to me, one thing I want to get across is they know more history about Orlando
Mhm.
than most.
They do.
And it's incredible to find out some of these things, like Paramore. Who's it named after? There's a lot of things that I'm not going to cover today, but I want to say thank you because I didn't know any of it.
Right.
So, other than that, that's incredible. That's exactly who you should be thanking. I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But then-
and there's others.
But then, just because we're running out of time, we got still 3 minutes is a lot of time until you get there. But I want to thank my family and your and your family. I want to thank your future wife. It's hard to say fiance, but But I want to thank you guys because you keep us going. You give us the energy. You see when we need to be slapped on the side of the head every once in a while, get us focused. You know how to bring us through each day. No matter what stress we go under, no matter when we get in those moments of tension, because we all do.
Yes.
I know I and David, we appreciate you.
We do.
We like it when you're in our lives, controlling the things you control in our lives, the things that you say. You may not think we're listening, but we are. And we love you. We love everybody here in our neck of the woods. Orlando, for me, grow up and become Republican. Seminole, don't go Democrat. No, it's always going to be politics. Look, on December 1st, the the Republicans will be voting in Seminole County. If you are able to vote as a precinct committee man, you'll be choosing your chairman, you'll be choosing your vice chairman, you'll be choosing your secretary and your treasurer, at least. So I know that. I do not know Orange County's schedule yet, but I do know that in
believe
December.
the meeting has been. No, the local meeting is that Saturday, that following Saturday. So there'll be elections for their leadership.
Yeah. So I know Orange County, the Republicans have theirs. I don't know who's in there running right now.
There's some names being, tossed around.
Right.
December 3rd, that Saturday is the meeting.
Awesome.
Next, the first is the debut of my show, still untitled. I've left that to my mother. I said, Mom, you name that show.
I got a couple of titles. I do.
Yes, you do.
Don't let me go with it.
But I think
The
with,
DAVID show.
with the morning poop, with the
The
can't
evening
make this
flush.
shit, morning poop, you can't make this shit up. And then my untitled show. I think we're gonna bring you some really good content.
You
moving
better,
forward.
you better take this Thanksgiving, reach deep inside that turkey, pull the, what's it called? The giblets out of it.
Yeah, the
That thing,
giblets.
Yeah.
giblets.
Take that out there and look at them for a long time and think, I better get a name before I come back, or Joe's going to make me look like this.
If I
Because
have a day,
you'll have that.
I'm gonna leave it.
Hi,
up to
this
you.
is David Washington from Jay in Washington, introducing you to the. Thank you for
Exactly.
joining our show today.
Put a long pause.
Exactly. On that note,
You
please,
can't make
everyone-
this shit up. He has no name for his show, and he's got it coming on the 1st. Take care, guys. Oh, and they're still recording. So as we talk, we can try to pretend that we're not saying anything bad.
You want to pretend that.
No, I mean it's always fun, you know.
And that was kind of almost got teary-eyed towards the end there.